Hello everybody, this is Certivore, and BDSP is finally out. I'm super excited. I'm already about 13 hours into the game, and what you're going to see is probably just a massive compilation because, as usual, audio is hard to do. This playthrough is not going to be a normal playthrough. The way that we're going to play it is by what we're going to call the Catch 'em All Challenge. Now, the rules, you could say, of this challenge are that as we're going through each area, we're going to catch as many Pokemon as we can that refer to the regional decks, and as we go through the game, we're going to try our best to evolve and trade as many Pokemon as we can so that we can beat the regional decks as soon as possible. So to make this a little more interesting, I made myself a guide in order to figure out which Pokemon I'm going to evolve and keep on my party. And I also have some Pokemon that I'll catch early on, but I'll wait to catch their evolution later on as well. I'm also going to do my best to really give my first impressions on the game, because there's a lot that I love about the game, and there's a lot of little things that I think are interesting and I might nitpick. All in all, if you want what I would say is my opinion on the game currently, I would say that this is probably one of the best Pokemon games we've gotten in a long time. It's very cute, the art is very polished, the graphics and stuff, like, it's fine. A lot of people are really upset about the take, but I think that it's just solid. You can really just sit and enjoy looking at the game. Now, the gameplay, definitely a step up. They have updated a lot of movesets, especially for starters. My starter, Piplup, got Charm, and I forget what Darien and Jaquan got, because they have Monferno and Grotto currently. So, obviously, one thing that's new about the game is that we can update our style based on our own cosmetic preferences for our skin color, and you can also not be called a boy or girl. I mean, it's a cute little thing that I've noticed. You also get to name your rival, which we stopped doing a long time ago. And so I named my rival Terry after my girlfriend because I've stopped caring about naming my rival a long time ago. I could have named it Darien, but we played at release and I just finished a work shift, so this was like past midnight. Right off the bat, you can see exactly what Ilka succeeded in doing. The way that things transition is so smooth in this game, and the fact that there's gonna be like a lot less cutaways. I mean, I'll get to it because there is one thing I don't like, but overall everything feels so smooth about this game, and like televisions especially look so good in this game, because what you can do is click on a TV that's on and you can literally flip channels and watch different things and see different things, which I think is a really big step up from how they have it in the older games in Gen 3 especially. It's definitely the kind of thing that makes the world feel more fleshed out and lived in. So, as usual, game plays out with you going to your rival's house, you get hit with a thud, you follow them in, follow them out. Now we're going over to the lake. Over at the lake, we see the professor who has returned, yada yada yada. Most important thing here, we're picking Piplup, Darien picked Chimchar, and Jaquan picked Turtwig. So near the end of the game, whenever we get the chance, we'll be breeding our starters and trading them on. Another really cool thing that Darien pointed out first was the water. Why does the water look so good? If that's how good things can look in a Pokemon game, I don't care what engine it's on, give me that. Like that is a masterpiece. That is beautiful. So once we're done with all that, we go home to our mother, and our mother immediately gives us the running shoes. I'm pretty sure that's how it normally goes, but I might be wrong. Only thing to really point out is how absolutely dominant these running shoes are. Hey, look at this. Oh my lord, look at him. My boy's booking it. He's going straight to Cynthia's room. He's not playing games. So, anyways, we are gonna end up right back in the Rowan, the Rowan Research Facility, whatever he wants to call it. And we talk to him. We officially get our Piplup, and we give it a nickname. Now, I'm trying to nickname every single Pokemon because there's only about 70 new Pokemon that we really need to worry about in this game, and then obviously a lot of older ones that are shoved into the decks to fill it out. Now, for Piplup, I ended up naming it Dress Down, based off the song that hopefully I'm playing a clip of now. The final thing to note before we go off on our journey is that they give us this little scene of us walking out of the house with our hat. Our mom compliments us on how well it suits you, and with that, we're able to play the game. Alright, so the first Pokemon we encounter on our journey is a Starly. Starly evolves at level 14. meaning if we really wanted to, we could catch and train it up alongside our Piplup. However, then it has to evolve into a Staraptor, which will take it all the way up to the 30s. Because of that, I just decided for now we're going to catch Starly. Now, while I was at work, I had a bunch of sticky notes, and I tried to think of as many nicknames as possible. Usually when I have bird Pokemon, I like to name them after positive character traits. And the one that we're going to nickname Starly is... Wait, oh, I forgot what it was. Give me 1 second. Oh yeah, no? Yeah, Honor. There we go. After a few failed attempts to encounter, we finally then catch up with Bidoof. Bidoof, I decided I wanted to name All-Terrain Mammal, because one cool thing that we got leaked was how HMs work, and when you use an HM, just a random Pokemon will come out and help you. Usually that Pokemon ends up being Bidoof/Bibarel. I don't know if it's a Pokemon that you've caught. Darian says that it might be a wild Pokemon that comes and just helps you out, but nonetheless, I appreciate it, and you know, it's not going on the team. It's just gonna sit in the box. Yay. Alright, moving right along to Route 202, where we're going to catch Kricketot. Cricketot's a really cool Pokemon, like it a lot, and because it evolves at level 10, we're going to keep it on our team for a little while. Its name is going to be Sharp Dressed Man, based off the song. Then, moving right along to the next Pokemon, the only other Pokemon on this route that is new. We have Shanks, who I'm going to name Leviathan, based off of the Varia member from Katekyo Hitman Reborn. After catching our 2 new party members, we are now allowed to continue forwards. We're going to head right up to Jubilife City, which means we're going to do some battles. Now, currently one of the only things that really confused me about this game. Why is it that when we encounter a trainer, the camera's going to zoom in so that you can talk to them, and then zoom back out so that you can battle them? Now, the thing that makes this weird is the fact that if you do it fast enough, you just sort of do a zoom in, zoom out. And it's really weird. Don't do it. Just sit and take your time, because once you see it, you cannot unsee it. Now, remember, we were playing this at release. So here you get to see all the street lights on, and it looks really nice. Again, like the shadows in this game look okay. The lighting in this game is nice. Now that we're in Jubilife City, we're going to do all the Jubilife City stuff. If you guys don't mind, I'm just going to skip right through it. We're going to go through the trainer school. We're going to get the Poketch, and I guess I'll show that off. Then we're going to arrive at the next thing we do, which I think will be the rival battle. Alright, so if you're interested, this is the Poketch in Gen 8. It's really nice. It's very unintrusive. You get to press your right button and open it up. It'll have all the little tabs. You can use the what do they call them? The joypad in order to move it around and interact with it. And then you can also, the most important thing is, you can hold R in order to close it. So it's not going to be in the way. Usually you probably don't want this in the way anyways. You'll probably see it on my screen at times just because I put it on screen. Until you get the cooler stuff, it's not really that impressive. One last thing that I forgot to mention is that usually when you beat these 2 kids in the trainer school, you end up getting TM10. Now TM10 used to be Hidden Power, but as of Gen 8 they removed the move, which is cool. I like that because it's not really that useful anyways. The thing that is important... Wait, where is he going? Okay, there you go. The thing that is important is what TM10 actually is in this game. And what TM10 actually is workup, which is really cool. Now, they work the same way they do in Gen 4. So they give you multiple, usually. If you're not finding it in the wild, you're going to have multiple copies of it. So luckily, they fixed the problem, and they satisfied people who maybe don't like having all these TMs. You'll also be able to buy TMs later in the game when you get to the underground. So it's not that bad. It's kind of the best of both worlds, honestly, if you ask me. Because while you have to think about it, there's also ways to get more TMs down the road. Okay, so I forgot one more thing. We're going to get the old rod for later. The old rod is only going to enable us to catch Magikarp. The good rod will enable us to catch Goldeen and maybe 1 or 2 other Pokemon down the road. But the super rod is the interesting one, because in original Diamond and Pearl, that is a post-game item, which will allow us to catch even more Pokemon. So we might be training some Pokemon up. The main one would be Magikarp. We're not going to do it now. We're going to do it later, because we'll be able to encounter stronger Magikarp later in the game, I would hope. Now that we are on Route 203, Terry challenges us to a rival battle. Just like in the old game, his team rounds out around level 9, so if you've been following, you're in a good spot. Now, something that's really important, a couple little things. The first is I really like the menus, the UI that you use for in battle in this game. They're nice and boxy, but they're not too sturdy, and they don't take up too much space. They're really nice, they're very seamless. You can really see a nice focus on the battle at hand rather than the actual menus. Another mechanic in the game that is very controversial is the EXP all. Now, I understand, and you guys understand, that JRPGs traditionally have that system where you beat a battle and most of the people in your party are going to get some kind of EXP for it. Pokemon still, as you can see, Dress Down got 65 EXP, the others only got 35. It's just like it is in the games that we've already seen it in. A lot of people complain because you can't turn it off. Now, you have to try, and I mean over hours, try to grind in this game. If you're trying to be over leveled, you're going to be sitting and doing hours of grinding, because one, a lot of the Pokemon that you end up encountering are going to be weaker than you. You can redo trainer battles. I haven't tried that yet because I haven't found any good trainers that'll give good XP, but all in all, you're going to be training against wild Pokemon for a while, and with the EXP alls curve, your Pokemon are almost always, if you're playing the game right, if you have a team, if you have Pokemon that you're switching out and you're trying, you're going to end up having your starter Pokemon. If it's in your party at all times, it's going to be equal level by the time you get to the gym leader. It's very easy to just go with the flow of the game, take your time, do whatever you want. You're not going to get any EXP that's unnecessary. At most, you might be one level higher than their ace, if not the same exact level. I've had multiple times, which you'll see later, where I go into a battle with some kind of boss, whether it be a Team Galactic battle or with a gym leader, where my Pokemon is literally just hitting that level. It's really nice, and I really appreciate them taking the time to take into account how EXP all affects the game. So, with our rival battle out of the way, with our rant out of the way, back to catching Pokemon. The first one we get is Abra. Abra is typically hard to catch just because it has teleport, so I just throw a Pokeball and it listens and it gets caught. Perfect. Now, we're going to call it Spoons. Not because I'm not creative, but because I literally couldn't think of anything better at the time. After taking out the 3 or 4 so trainers on the route, we finally get Sharp Dressed Man up to level 10, and you know what that means. We're going to get an evolution. Now, the thing I like about the evolution sequence and the way in which it's sort of derpy is that based on the Pokemon, you're going to see exactly what the animation is. Now, when your Pokemon evolves, it actually shrinks and expands and alternates with the fully completed model of the other Pokemon. Sometimes you can see it, sometimes you can't, but it's a really nice animation when it's pulled off properly. Kricketune looks really good in this game. I love Kricketune's design. I think it's a really cool Pokemon, and if I were to just do a normal playthrough, I probably would have just kept it on my team. Until maybe halfway through the game, and then I'll probably give another Pokemon a chance. It's actually pretty underrated in my opinion, but then again, people don't really talk too much about these games. They're going to now, so maybe Kricketune's just overhyped, and I just never picked on it because it was a bug. Next, we enter the Orberg Gate. The cool thing about the Orberg Gate is that we meet the first trainer that gives us an HM. Now in these games, Rock Smash is now TM, and they give you multiple copies, as well as the app that allows you to call on, like I was trying to talk about earlier. You get to call on the wild Pokemon and they do it for you. We don't have access to it yet, but it is important to mention. Next up on our Catch 'em All journey, we're going to encounter one of my favorite Kanto Pokemon, Rock with Arms. Now, Geodude is a really cool Pokemon. I do like using it in some of my playthroughs. However, because we can catch Graveler later on, we're just going to go ahead and capture this as a Geodude, throw it into PC, and name it Go 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 Golem, based off the Yu-Gi-Oh card. After running around for about 5 minutes, we finally encounter Zubat, which is usually a lot easier to do. Now, Zubat is going on the team because it is a flying type and it will help us out later on versus Gardenia. It does evolve at level 22, 24, somewhere around there. But what's really important is Crobat, which we need a Zubat that likes us in order to get. We're going to go ahead and catch this, and we're going to name it Zubatman because that's the funniest nickname ever. Cannot argue with me on that one. Once we hit Orberg, there are only 2 more Pokemon left to encounter. Those would be Machop and Onyx. Machop is right above on the route ahead, which is Route 207 at the dead end. And then down in the Orberg Mines, we will have to painstakingly, and I mean absolutely boringly, wait until we find and catch Onyx. Alright, so first try on Route 207, we run into Machop. We go ahead, bag it, and we name it Ora after Star Platinum from JoJo's Bizarre Adventures. Then we descend into the Orberg Mines where we meet Roark the Rock Johnson, a man who can rock smash with his bare hands. After that, it's now time to suffer, as we for some reason couldn't find Onyx for a very long time. How long? Long enough to where Jacon's ready to go to sleep, and so are the rest of us.
Alright guys, I'm going nighty-night.
Alright, alright.
Good night.
I'm gonna involve this. I'm gonna involve my Chimchar and then I'm gonna get off as well.
Did you beat the gym yet?
No, I'm gonna evolve it and then play them
beat
all.
the gym, right?
Yeah, I guess I can beat the gym first.
Alright, so after exhausting myself to the point where I'm ready to go to sleep, I finally run into Onyx, a Pokemon that does not matter because it evolves with trade. There's nothing I can do to make Onyx any more interesting until I get the Metal Coat. I go ahead and catch it, and I had between like Refined and Polished as nicknames. Some of it Polished because it's a girl, and I think it's a cooler name for Onyx regardless. Now that we have caught every single Pokemon that we can leading up to the Orbit City Gym, it's time to finally take it on. Yay! So, as you can see, my team at this point is Piplup, Kricketune, Shanks, Abra, who is only there just to get the XP, and Zubat, who, like I said before, I'll be keeping leading up to the second gym. Alright, so, Roark is the only gym leader in the game that doesn't have any held items on any of his Pokemon. Every other gym leader is going to have items on every Pokemon that they have, which is really exciting. I was able to, with Piplup, take out the Geodude and the Onyx just fine, but when it came to Cranidos, I actually somehow managed to misclick. And I threw a Pokeball at Cranidos, causing my Piplup to get killed. I panicked, but luckily I had Sharp Dressed Man with Rock Smash that I got earlier. I was able to hit it with a Rock Smash, and I got the defense drop right after. Once that happened, it was very easy to just finish it off with the high attack that Kricketune has. It's really nice. This is what they mean by the power of early bug types. Once you beat Roark, you not only get the money, the gym badge, but also his sticker set, which we'll get to later. It's a very interesting mechanic. Obviously, they brought back ball capsules and all that stuff. But yeah, it's another thing in addition, and obviously also gives you some TMs. So, let's recap. We managed to catch everything from Starly to Onyx, everything leading up to the Orbit City Gym. That was not the only thing that I did. I also kept playing until Valley Windworks, and then after I beat that area, I ended up going to sleep. That will be in the next part, which I'll be uploading hopefully not too long after this one. If you liked anything that you saw in this video, go ahead and leave it a like, because boy, I've recorded just about everything I've done in this game. I love this game to death. It's really fun, and hopefully it was really fun seeing me going back and sort of talking about how the game's been going for me. In the next part, we'll be catching everything from the route above Jubilife all the way to the second gym in Eternicity. There we go. Yes. So, hopefully, I'll see you then.